Stuck in a Hawaiian hospital with a crippling infection, two goals kept Peter Judkins going: get home to Suffolk, see family. But family would get to him first. 2 weeks ago, Peter's organs started failing. His parents, brother, and sister rushed to his side.
He decided that he wanted to come off the vent because he knew we had to leave, and he didn't want us to leave. So he said, I want to go first.
Dying in Hawaii, not the way the Peter Judkins story was supposed to end. News Channel 3 first heard about him earlier this year after he was diagnosed with a MRSA infection. Within days, swelling cut off blood to his spinal cord, and Peter became a quadriplegic. A medical flight to bring him back to Virginia would have cost $70,000. Touched by his story, News Channel 3 viewers and others in his community helped family raise about half of that money.
He had hoped to come home and hoped to be close where we could go and see him on a regular basis. But the last couple of weeks, things started to decline, and the doctors explained to him, you know, this is what's going to happen.
Having already defied the odds and surviving months longer than doctors expected, Peter's pain just became too much to bear. He couldn't even eat. Facing death, Peter weighed his options, fearing not for himself, but for those who'd gathered around him.
He was worried about us and worried about what we thought, and you could see him trying to make peace and trying to make a decision.
We were all fighting for him to get him home, and I think he, part of him didn't want to disappoint us, and then part of him was like, I'm really tired.
Peter's battle ended late Saturday, but for everyone who fought to bring him home, Peter's story won't end here.
And I told him I would never let anybody forget his name, so we're going to do things in his honor, and that we'd always fight for him, and he'd always be with us.
So how will Peter's family actually do that? The plan is to fly his body back to Virginia, and he'll be buried next to his grandmother in Surrey. That'll be paid for with part of the money raised in his name. What remains of that money will be donated to the Christopher Reeve Foundation. In the newsroom, Dan Torgman, News Channel 3.